Okay, now that the house is just about done, I'm gonna do a comprehensive walkthrough of what all was repaired. Got new flooring in. This is linoleum sheeting, vinyl sheeting, loose laid in here. The old carpet was balding and just did not. The power washing did not bring it back to life, so I ended up having to do this to make it look presentable. Plus, if somebody drops a bowl of soup in the kitchen now, it's not going to be an absolute disaster of dropping into a carpet. The cabinets, sanded those down a little bit, refinished them, restained them where they needed it, repolyurethaned them, did some wood filler in some areas where the fiberboard was delaminating and coming apart, so that's all sealed up. Put all new trim around the edges in here, trim around the base of the cabinets. Put this new stove in. It's a natural gas stove and refrigerator that works fine. There was this cabinet on the end above the stove there. It was in the bedroom for some reason, so relocated that out here. Put a coat of paint on everything. Caulked up all the gaps and cracks. Just got it generally cleaned up. The laundry room, the floor was rotted out, so I had to replace some of the floor. I painted all the floor with a couple coats of Kilz just to make sure that the moist board that was left wasn't gonna mildew or anything. Had to move some of this piping around, replace some of the stuff that was messed up. Secured the drain pipe for the washer because that was loose. I didn't want anybody to break that, so put that plastic bead board up behind it just so I can have easy access to the pipes if something is to happen. Painted in there as well. That's pretty much it for the kitchen. Moving forward into the living room. This is the original carpet. Just been shampooed. I pulled the carpet and the padding out. The padding had to get thrown out. The carpet I power washed. There's a couple faint stains in it, but it's pretty, as you can see, it's not too bad. It's still soft enough without any padding under it. It's a big thick shag carpet, so yeah, so the original carpet's back in. Got trim put up around all the edges, a couple coats of paint on everything. Carbon monoxide detector added. Yeah, just generally cleaned, painted, and put back together. The bathroom saw a lot of changes. There had been a leak coming from multiple areas down underneath the big vanity they had, so the floor was totally shot. So ripped all the way down to the joists, to the floor joists, and I built it back up with plywood. Got the same vinyl sheeting as I do in the kitchen. I got everything caulked. The walls were damaged at the base from the water damage, so took as much of the damaged drywall out as I could, filled it in, and then covered it with this with same kind of beadboard. Got some new fixtures in here, new sink, replaced all the plumbing. Coat of paint, new toilet. The old toilet was not functioning very well. The tub, I decided to go ahead and repaint it. It was some god-awful yellow patterned print on there, so spent a few days painting this with epoxy. So far so good. It seems pretty hard. Seems like it's holding up. When I got to painting it, I realized that The faucet and the shower head were pretty cracked up and damaged and not functioning very well. So while I had it apart, I went ahead and replaced those as well. So those are new. I had some weird cubby up here. I don't know why. I sealed it up, covered it up with beadboard. Water heater's fine. Then I've tested it on different temperatures and everything. It's functioning okay. That's the original water heater. That's pretty much it for the bathroom. First floor bedroom. Same thing with this original carpet. There was no padding under this, and there's still no padding under it now. Power washed it, and then shampooed it just today. Turned out okay. In the room here, painted. There was I forgot to mention in the kitchen too, but there was a window that was just left looking out at the sheeting that was covered up with a curtain. So built out and furred over that window. You can probably see the edges of it there, but the same thing in the kitchen. Got some plywood over it. You can't really tell. It blends in pretty good. So that's all covered up and insulated. Trim, paint, same thing as the other rooms. Receptacle covers are all replaced, the ones that were broken. The furnace had a couple broken parts. I had to go through and service it and fix it. That is running fine now. This boxed in area down at the base of the closet is the plenum. That had been pretty destroyed. That board was just sitting right on top of the actual sheet metal, so it collapsed the sheet metal. So I pulled that apart, supported it, rebuilt it, sealed up that plenum. So hopefully it won't be sucking air through the cracks in the bedroom now anymore. The filter for it is actually behind that grill for the intake on that unit. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the first floor bedroom. Moving upstairs. Did a lot of mudding and paint work along these stairs. These walls were pretty mangled. This handrail, re-sanded and stained it. It was really loose and wobbly before, so I added a couple more supports. It's rock solid now. There's the vent pipe for the plumbing. They used to just run between some balusters here. It had been leaking from the roof, so there was a lot of rotted wood. That was contributing to the bathroom floor rotted out, so got up on the roof, sealed that up, decided to box it in, because the only way I could get to take this vent apart for an inspection was to cut it in the middle here and put a rubber Fernco fitting on it. So I wanted to cover it up and be able to access it again, so I built a box here, and it makes the baluster around here a lot sturdier too. So painted up here. The main problem with this first office area, whatever you want to call it, was cat piss. It was awful. There was so much cat pee up here. Immediately threw out the carpet. Put 3 coats of oil-based Kills on the floor. Still had some lingering odor. Caulked up all the gaps in the tongue and groove flooring. That seemed to kind of take it away. Went ahead and bought some new Berber carpet to cover up the floor. And underneath the carpet, I put some thick vapor barrier, just for triple protect from that cat pee smell. So underneath all this carpet, some 6mm vapor barrier. I didn't want to do any seams in the carpet. I was trying to save time and money, so I ran it just a few inches away from the 8 inches away from the wall on each side and put carpet trim on it. The exposed wood there has been caulked, painted with Kills, painted with normal just latex paint on top of that. Trimmed up here, painted up here. the little attic storage areas, they got little cubbies. There's blown in insulation up there, and so these were just dirty, messy, just all kinds of crap in here. So what I did on each one, I made a little storage area out of Visqueen. It's not sealed at the top or the bottom, so there's airflow still. But if somebody does want to use it, I'm gonna have them screwed shut. But if somebody wants to use them, it's not gonna be blowing insulation all over the house every time they open the door. So yeah, I think next time I get in this house to fix it, I may have to replace some of that insulation. It's getting pretty ratty in there. Yeah, so no more cat pee smell. Everything's clean. All the cracks are caulked and sealed. This is all OSB. They had attempted to drywall mud on it and tape, and all that tape and drywall mud didn't take. So I had to peel all that and sand all that back by hand. And then ended up just caulking the gaps with some big stretch caulk. Yeah. So the back bedroom, this is the only colored room in the house. I ran out of white paint. Painted, trim. This is the original carpet. Didn't have to power wash it. For some reason the cat didn't go in this area, I guess. The carpet is a little loose. I just shampooed it today, and I see there's some spots that have kind of wrinkled up, but generally it's not that bad, so I left it. I think it'll be fine. Did the Visqueen on their cubbies in here. Yeah, didn't really have to do much to this room. Same story with the OSB and the tape, but yeah. So that is pretty much where we're at with the rental. I had a tree that fell down in a storm here. I'm gonna have to cut that up, so that'll take a day or two. Get that all done and taken care of. I got some other wood laying in the yard I need to take care of. Other than that, there's just some general cleaning around here that needs to get done, but other than that, we're 100% complete, barring any more surprises. It's a lot longer than I thought, but it's a lot nicer than it was. Let me know what you think.